As air raid sirens ring out across Israel and fears grow of a protracted war with Iran, Israelis and Iranians are bracing for an even greater conflict. Veteran journalist Tovah Lazaroff has been covering this conflict and is in Jerusalem now and joins me there. Tovah, what is the latest in terms of both sides exchanging fire on each other's territory?
Well, right now, that's exactly what's happening. I mean, Israel is attacking military targets in Iran, and Iran is retaliating with missile strikes towards Israel. Many of those missiles are intercepted by defense systems, including with the help of the United States. And most of them, unfortunately, have landed in civilian areas, leading to over 20 fatalities. And you've seen like those pictures of buildings just destroyed. But Israel also has a very good home front system, although there certainly are people without shelters. Many people have either safe rooms in their home or bomb shelters in their building or bomb shelters nearby. Warning sirens go off all the time, giving people probably about 10 minutes or so to get before the siren goes off, and then there's another few minutes to get to a shelter. So warning to get close, and then another warning to get in, and then it lets you know when the danger has passed. And although there was a direct hit on a shelter in the last 24 hours, I think it was overnight, that where some people were killed, for the most part, those shelters, unless there really is a direct hit, it really have been saving lives and have been keeping the fatalities down.
Yes, Tovah, as well, where you two are getting ready if or when air raid sirens do ring out. So what is your sort of preparedness at the moment? What happens, what would you be doing if those air raid sirens ring out?
Yeah, I'm lucky because I have a bomb shelter in my building.
Yeah.
So I actually counted for people 40 steps down. I am literally like 40 steps down away from a bomb shelter. So within the time that's allotted me, as long as I'm in my apartment, it works. What's hard for people is, if you're out and about, how close are you to a shelter? And for that reason, schools have been closed, main events have been canceled. I went to a coffee shop today, and typically there are chairs and tables outside. I noted they were gone. They said, we're not allowed to actually have people sit. So you can walk in, you can order coffee, but you can't necessarily sit and have the coffee, although not every establishment is as good as following those rules. But the point is, if you're out on the road and you're not in a clear space, you really are in active danger. And that's why Israel's canceled many, large events can't be held. People are being urged to stay home, work only if it's outside the home, only if it's totally essential. That's definitely been helping keep casualties down in Israel.
And can you give us a sense of how residents there are feeling about Benjamin Netanyahu effectively, aggravating Iran at a time where the IDF is also focused on the war in Gaza?
Well, right. So you made a separation between the war in Gaza and Iran, but Israel doesn't, right? At the end of the day, what Israel has been doing for years now is fighting a proxy war with Iran. As long as Iran is funding proxies, then Israel's been in danger. The idea was to surround Israel with a ring of proxies and keep Israel busy fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. But Israel's very clear that if Iran weren't funding these proxy wars, those conflicts would look very different. But even that pales with respect to the whole idea of Iran going nuclear. So the idea is well, Israel struck Iran. It's in the middle of what is already seen in Israel as an Israeli-Iranian war. What to viewers who don't know might seem like Israel suddenly attacked Iran. What's really been happening is there already is an Israeli-Iranian war, and within the context of that, Israel is very concerned that Iran would have a nuclear weapon, and it saw an opportunity to really set that nuclear program back, and it went for it.
Yes.
So it has a lot of support in Israel.
Yes. So why do you think the Prime Minister Netanyahu has refused to confirm or deny reports that Donald Trump had vetoed Israel's efforts to kill Iran's supreme leader?
I think it's very important right now, from a narrative perspective, that this is seen as an Israeli-Iranian war and not as a larger global war. I think right now, well, certainly the United States and have also European countries, given Israel support in attacking Iranian military targets and in preventing, through military means or setting back through military means, a nuclear Iran. At the end of the day, they also don't want to be seen as being involved in it because then they open themselves up to attacks by Iran. So ideally, if you're Trump, you want Israel to inflict as much damage as possible and then swoop in and make a deal that prevents a nuclear Iran and essentially limits Iran's ability to be an aggressor, both globally and in the region, against Western targets. That would be a total win for the United States, and that's why I think it's very important for Israel and Netanyahu to present the idea that Israel is doing this solo. Also, Netanyahu domestically is seen as stronger and better if he is acting alone and not doing something at the request of the United States. So it's that concept is of Netanyahu acting solo works both for the United States and for Netanyahu right at this moment.
Okay, Tovah Lazaroff, we really appreciate your time with us today. Thanks so much and do stay safe.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.